So I thought I was going to go the engineering route. And the reason I thought I was going to go the engineering route is because I wanted to move back to Angola. I knew I never wanted to go to medical school. I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't want to be a scientist, all of that. I started off working as a cashier. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Nicole and I'm so happy you're here. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys how I became an accountant. I don't think I've ever shared that with you guys, so I thought it would be something fun to do today. So if you're interested in finding out exactly how I became an accountant and all the jobs that I've held, which have helped me to, which have helped with my accounting degree, then go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and also go ahead and comment something in the comment section. It could be how you got started in accounting as well, or whatever degree that you have. And this video is not only for accounting majors, it's meant to help anybody out who is either looking for a career switch or who is looking to start a career. This is just my experience as an accounting major, but I'm pretty sure this applies to anyone across the board as well. So once again, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get started. So a lot of you guys have been rocking with me since the beginning, since I started posting my day in the life of an accounting videos when I started in public accounting. Shout out to you guys. But I don't think I really fully explained like what jobs I've held up until this point. So I thought it'd be something fun to share with you guys. I do apologize for the camera in case it's blurring or going in and out. This is a brand new camera that I'm still testing out. So yeah, please bear with me. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started because I know I'm rambling. When I was around 13, when I was like 12, 13 years old, I started babysitting for my neighbors. And this was during the summer. I would just babysit their kids when they went to work a couple hours a week, and I got paid. And from that, I really learned how to save my money. I was the kid who usually saved their money, like their birthday money, their Christmas money. I always saved it towards something. So I always had a goal as to what I wanted to save my money for. My parents would give me lunch money. I would save that money and I would just pack my lunch instead. It took a while for my mom to catch on that I was not buying school lunches, but that's because your girl, you know, she's always been about the money. And so I think that has really contributed to me becoming an accountant. And so anywho, I always saved my money. I became a babysitter, and when I was a babysitter, obviously all the money that I gained, I saved. And I started with one family in the neighborhood, and the woman really liked the job that I was doing. So she referred me to one of our other neighbors. So I started babysitting their kids. So I was babysitting like 3 kids, and it started off as a summer gig, but even during like the school season, I babysat for them like on the weekends if they wanted to go on dates and stuff. I did that, and then I also did like odd end jobs for my uncle. At the time, my uncle had a import-export business, I can say, and he literally called me up one day and he's like, yo, I have all these invoices. I need your help sorting them out and putting them in Excel. And at the time I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but my uncle just basically showed me how to do it, and I started learning from there. And that's how I really got started with learning more about Excel, beside the little basics that I was taught in school. So at that point I was like 15, 16 years old, where I started helping my uncle. Every weekend I would go over to his house and I spent my weekends there. So I just helped him with putting in invoices, and then it started with invoices, and then it merged into like he was selling cars as well. So all the cars that he was selling, I would have to use like the snipping tool and like take pictures of the car and put it on a Word document essentially for his potential customers. So I was doing that, and then putting the price on the car and all of that, like creating like invoices as well. So it started off from just organizing invoices to creating invoices, and he paid me fairly decent for my work, just being there on the weekends. And obviously it's family, like he didn't have to pay me, but I was super appreciative like that he did. So that really got me interested in the business world, just watching like what my uncle did, and then also with me helping him and seeing the money side of things, plus my babysitting gig. I really started to gain interest in money and business and finances. However, I thought I was going to be between a lawyer and an engineer, because my chatty self, if you guys know me, you know I like to talk and I love to argue. I love making a point. So everyone always thought that I was going to be a lawyer. However, as I started, like in high school, I started realizing that law isn't for me. With politics, there's just a lot of things there that I was like, this isn't for me. So I thought I was gonna go the engineering route. And the reason I thought I was gonna go the engineering route is because I wanted to move back to Angola. And at the time, if you're Angolan, you know this, like the economy in Angola was booming. We are majorly exporters of oil and natural gases. So the economy was doing really well. And like all my family, like a lot of my family members were like telling my parents like they should go back and we should go back to Angola. So I had it in my mind that once I graduated college, I would move back home to Angola for like a year or two just to give it a try. Not forever, but I was like, let me go. The money is good, the market is there. And so my original idea was to go to college to major in some sort of engineering. I was in between petroleum engineering and civil engineering, yes. However, that dream slowly died down, and that was because in my high school really prepped us for college. So they had semesters and not like quarters or trimesters. And also during your junior year, they have this, you have to go through like a rotational thing where you go through like engineering, math type of thing, and then you do like the arts, you do the other sciences, and you do business to see what category you like the best to help pick your major essentially when you go to college. So obviously the arts wasn't for me. The other sciences like biology, all of that, I knew I never wanted to go to medical school. I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't want to be a scientist, all of that. That was not for me. So my top two again was in between like the engineering, that engineering mathematician field and business. And as much as I really love math, I enjoy math. I thought I was going to be a mathematician or like engineering, but when we started doing some of the engineering work, I don't know if it was just the professor, I didn't enjoy it as much. I was just like, eh. And then I found out how much calculus and physics and all that I would have to do in college, and that's not my thing. Again, I really do like math, but I like it when it's on my own terms. I don't like being forced to do math. And then so I was thinking, do I want to be a mathematician? That didn't work out. And then when we did the business courses, I thrived in it. All of the business assignments that they gave us, I did really well. Like that's how I learned how to write a professional email. That was my first time dealing with like resume writing and all the different aspects. And we had like an intro to accounting course, and I was like, yep, this is the one. This is for me. And so with that, that's how in high school, at the age of 17, I decided I was going to go into the business world. I did not know I was going to go into accounting right away though. I thought I was just going to do like finance and data analytics. So as I started researching more and as I was applying to schools for their business programs, I started doing research, and I was like, okay, finance is very restricting. I think, in my opinion, if you're a finance major, let me know. But I thought that finance was a bit too restricting in terms of you can only do certain types of work. With accounting, accounting is very broad. There's so many ends of the spectrum that I could start off doing one thing and I could veer my career off and do something completely different, and my degree would still be relevant. So after doing lots of research and talking to people, I decided to go for accounting. And that was like right when I turned, right around like my senior year of high school. And I graduated a semester early as well, and that really helped. So I had already gotten into Penn State and some other universities, and I did get into their accounting programs because that's what I decided. But me graduating from high school early gave me an extra 6 months to really research and think about it and see if that's really what I wanted to do or not. And it was. let's talk about jobs. So I started off working as a cashier after doing the whole thing for my uncle, like I mentioned to you guys. When I turned 17, I started working as a cashier for a place called Primo's Hoagies. If you're from the Northeast or from Pennsylvania, you know Primo's Hoagies. So I worked there as a cashier, and then once I graduated from high school, I quit, and then I traveled with my family for a little bit, went to live with my brother for a little bit just to think about what I really wanted to do as an adult. I was going through that funk, and I think if I hadn't graduated early from high school, I would have taken a gap year because I really didn't know what I wanted to do. But so I did that for a bit, and then I became a cashier at a place called the Sports Authority. They are now closed, but they're kind of they were like a Dick's Sporting Goods or an academy if you live in the South. So I was a cashier for them. I started off just as a basic cashier, and that really helped my career with learning how to deal with money, learning how to count money at the end of a shift or the beginning of a shift. And then I became a lead cashier, and that was really cool, being promoted to lead cashier. I was the youngest lead cashier for my store, and that was really cool because that meant I was doing a good job and they gave me the added responsibility. So I started doing that in the summer to save for college, and then I did it through my sophomore year of college. Yeah, through the first semester of my sophomore year of college, I worked there. It was hard navigating school and work, but that really helped. And then when I started as a freshman, I applied to work study, and the work study that I got was just working at an office. It was at one of the admin offices. My job was just really answering the phone and rerouting people. So whoever called the university, I would just reroute them to their correct department. But that really helped me with learning my soft skills and further enhancing customer service skills, like how to talk to customers, how to talk to somebody on the phone. And my cashier experience also helped with that. I had around 3 years of cashiering experience under my belt. That really helped me when I applied for the work study position, because I had that customer service experience already. I knew how to talk to customers, and I had some cash handling experience. That's the job that I did my first 2 years of college. So freshman year and sophomore year, I was working 2 jobs. I was doing my work study job during my school hours, and then after school from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. I would go work as a cashier. During the second half of my sophomore year, I did quit my cashiering job. It was just a little bit too much for me, and I got an opportunity to be an assistant for this property real estate company, I could call it. So it's pretty much this man, he owns a whole bunch of properties. He's a businessman, and as his business was growing, he had a property manager who needed a lot of help. She was pretty much doing the accounting, the property management, everything. So they brought me on to pretty much be their assistant. So I was assisting, and that's where I learned QuickBooks. I learned how to deal with QuickBooks. I learned everything pretty much about accounting. That's what really kickstart my accounting career over there. So I was doing a lot of invoices, basic invoices, making sure invoices were being paid, making sure we were receiving payment, had to deal with tenants if tenants were not paying their rent on time, having to start the eviction process for that. But a lot of that, learning how to deal with money, once again, really did help me a lot. And those experiences is what I put on my resume, so that when it was time to start applying to jobs as a junior in college and senior and such, I was able to land my first set of accounting internships. That job was truly amazing. It was an amazing job. I really loved it, and I didn't want to leave, but obviously they knew that I was just there short term because I was a college student. And that's because I went to Penn State Abington for 2 years before I transferred to Penn State main campus. I decided to do a 2+2 program. If you guys want to hear more about that, let me know. I can explain what that is. Me doing that really helped because I was still in the city. I was still in the vicinity of Philadelphia, which helped me get that assistant position, and it was I guess I would say like a bookkeeper position, and that really helped me a lot. Learned a lot about basic accounting skills, learned a lot about accounts receivable, what all that meant, accounts payable, like learning all the different things with accounts payable, learning about like you get a discount if you pay your vendor. If you pay a vendor early, you get a discount for it, you know, and what to do if people are not paying you on time, and just different parts of like property management, along with customer service, like answering the phones, maintaining professionalism. And that's what really helped me, like even dressing. Like as a cashier, I wore like the store uniform, and then on campus I just wore whatever I wore to class. So I didn't wear sweatpants on days that I had to work. I kept it a little bit more professional, but it wasn't until I did that bookkeeping job that I started revamping my wardrobe and all of that. But all that really helped. And then when I transferred to Penn State main campus, I did a work study again. I was just a student assistant for the accounting department. And no, not the accounting department where they got the money, but for the actual College of Business. In the College of Business, each major per se had their own department. And for the accounting department, that was a department where they helped students like get scholarships. They helped students with their classes, make sure students were graduating on time and stuff like that. So I was pretty much just there at the front desk. If a student came in, would get them an appointment with one of the accounting professors or with one of the accounting staff. And then of course answering the phone. Like students will call, parents will call, answering the phone again. So common denominator, lots of customer service skills here. So all of that I was able to put on my resume, and that's how I landed my very first accounting internship at a mid-tier firm, as well as my internship at EY, along with a couple of other job offers and internships that I did land while in college that I did not take because I knew I wanted to go the public accounting route. One of those was BP. I got into BP's finance rotational program. I got into Shell's finance rotational program. And remember guys, I was going to school for accounting, and at the time I was still undecided as to what I wanted to do. I really thought I was gonna go the oil and gas route, so Texas had always been on my mind. I knew I wanted to go to Texas because remember, I thought that after graduating I would move back to Angola and go work there. And then I got married. My husband and I decided we wanted to stay here. Those are all the things that really helped me with my major. So an advice to you all, if you've gotten this far into the video, an advice to you if you're someone who's like still in high school or still in college, like early on in college, don't really focus too much on like, oh, I need to like get perfect grades so that way I can get the best job. No. Do the best job you can do. C's get degrees as well, remember that. But try to find jobs that will help align with your major. Just get a job that you can put on your resume, whether it's a work study, whether it's a cashiering job. Like y'all, one day I'll try to have my husband come on and tell you guys his experience. But like for my husband, he had no work history at all. And then he was working as a line cook for like the Commons at his university, and he went to Texas Tech. So he was there making burritos and fajitas and all of that stuff for other students. But he put that on his resume, and that really helped a lot. Like that was his very first job, and then he did some other work study jobs on campus. But that really helped employers see that, oh, this person is dedicated, this person is willing to work, you know, and so it really helps. So if you're someone who is starting their career or even looking to transition, if you're somebody looking to transition, for example, into accounting, if you have no children, you have no real commitments, the holidays are coming up, if your schedule permits, apply for a cashiering job for one of these stores just during this holiday season. Put that on your resume. That's going to help you out. Some kind of cashier and cash handling position. If you can apply for like a bookkeeping position, if whatever major it is that you're doing, if you can get like some kind of cashier and customer service experience, that's going to help a lot. Look for a paid or unpaid internship. I highly recommend unpaid internships if it's in your field. Like reach out to people. People are going to be willing to make you work for free. However, you can put that on your resume, and that's going to benefit you more than anything if you think about it at the end of the day. In your college campus, if you have like your Department of Engineering, Department of Arts, whatever it is, and they're looking for somebody to help out as a student worker, go ahead and do that. It's really going to help you. At the end of the day, it's your career, and that's a great way to jumpstart your career and put these things on your resume. Like, don't be afraid to start somewhere. We all have humble beginnings. I know a lot of people see me now and they're like, oh my gosh, you're doing this, but started, I could say, as a babysitter. I started by helping my uncle with his business, you know, and as you're moving along, you start learning things. You start learning things, you start picking up on things, and your skills start to expand. So don't be one of those people who think like, I'm just gonna go to school 24/7. I'm not going to be involved in any activities. I'm not gonna look for a work study, or I'm not gonna look for a lower paying job. Expecting that upon graduation you're going to be making 6 figures. Some people are that lucky. Most of us are not, realistically speaking. Like, I used to make $7.25 an hour. It's better than nothing. So that's my little chit chat story time for you guys, just telling you how I really got started with this whole accounting world. I hope this inspired you or helped you at all. Comment down below, how did you get started in your career, no matter what your career is. I would love to know. Or some jobs that you've held that you believe has really helped you get to where you are today. So I love you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a big thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video.